Dear presidents of all countries and dear citizens of this planet Earth, my name is Goiana Ferreira, the Clean Water and Peace Organization International Director. It's a gift to be here with you today. We are going to talk on this video some items related to the Department of United Countries for us to have, all countries to have the same international constitution book, the same law for all countries the same. Why is that? To make our life easier and better. Because if we all have the same law, it will be easier for us. And this law, we are working to have the best professionals, the best university teachers in different areas, checking them out, sending proposals for improvement if they find something. And we will have 28 volunteer weeks to improve those items, to improve all our handbooks. So this one, it's about the Department 4, Department of United Countries. Okay? Alright, thank you so much for watching our videos. Please share, subscribe, and share with everyone you can. And let's study, let's practice, and learn and study all the items. And as soon as we can, we will have all the information properly written and proper videos about all our departments. Okay? All right. So the first thing it's that all rules and guidelines are for us to have better lives, more positive, more sustainable, for us as people, for our families, our communities, our countries, and our humanity. But also for planet Earth. Our practices is for us to be connected to God, the superior force that guides us each day, that it's leading us to good and positive things. And also for us to have sacred waters, sacred lands in all countries, because all these things are very important. And for us to have families more united, with more peace and love. So we need more rules and guidelines. And for everyone to learn, for everyone to understand and have higher standards in life and be better. Those rules and guidelines that we are creating now until the moment, January 2022, they're going to be part of our provisory version. And after the 28 weeks, we will have our permanent version, properly printed for all educational sites, for teachers, students of all ages to look, to study. And we will also have information for all 10 departments for students' test, for all age groups, because for us to remember all this law and all these rules and guidelines, it's very important for us to have constant tests. Some of them will be every 6 months, some of them once a year, and some of them after, gonna be every other year. But it's very important for us to keep repeating over and over. The other objective is for us to have a simple language, not very complicated language, because not needed, not sustainable. So the most important is for us to have a language that everybody can understand. Okay? All right. So here, my friends, The first thing is for us to have one positive humanity for everyone. Very small countries will be combined, so they will be stronger, and all countries that are too large will be divided because it's needed, so will be more sustainable. All countries that are not independent yet will be independent on the day of notice or on our special day, the organization launching day. Okay, because it's time. We can't have any country dependent anymore. That's goodness. We need to have more love in our hearts and renew, be better, right? Okay, the other thing is one government system to be the same for all countries and government leaders, following the same rules and guidelines. No more Congress, Parliament, Ministry, Superior Courts, Senate. None of those things are needed. Not royal family, because they're not needed, right? Not sustainable, not needed. So we will have proper government leaders selected by our organization, city mayors, county mayors, governor, and presidents. That's it. Because we already have the law. We don't need anyone else to make new laws, improve laws, take off good laws or bad laws. Because those laws will be checked by the best professionals of each country, the best university teachers from different countries. Okay? All right, so those things are very important for us to renew and be even better. And for those that do not respect the law, they're going to have consequences. But everyone will respect, I'm sure, because this is the best we can do, right? And it's for all of us. It's not for one person or another person. It's for all of us, for us to have a better humanity. The other thing is one white peace and love flag. So it will be 2 white flags for all cities, all counties, all countries, state countries. There's no need for each country to have different flags in different colors and different designs and different machines to make them and have them in synthetic fabric so the colors will last. None of these are needed, not sustainable. In airports for flights, we'll have the name of the country. Very simple. And for flags itself, everyone will be having white flags with non-GMO organic cotton harvested by hand and not with machines, and non-bleached. Those flags will be washed monthly. They will be respected and honored as a symbol of peace and love for all of us, for all countries, and for our humanity. One efficient government leader system for everyone the same. So they will need to do reports. They have proper rules and guidelines to follow. The reports will be made monthly and weekly, and they have to post them at the Peace app, and have short videos with their own voices. Okay? One efficient, sustainable house for the president family at all countries. To be useful, secure, comfortable, and only up to 4 bedrooms and 1 office, living room, but not huge houses as we see in so many countries. They are really not needed. 4 or 5 bedrooms because they have grandparents too, they need an office, all these things. So those houses, president houses, will be at the Peace County. And the plantation county will be right on the south of the Peace County, selected by organization volunteers for all countries to be the best house and the best location, where it's safe and also positive according to the landscape. One peace country and one plantation county in all countries. And as I said, they will be beside each other, and the government and the residents of the plantation county will support the president's couple family. And they will have good plantations, many gardens, agroforestry, with positive practices, right? Okay. And the only house that the family will be moving every new election, every new, for every new president is the president's house. The government and mayors will stay at their own house during the time they will be serving the government, okay? And the Peace app will also, after 10 years, because for 10 years now we will indicate, our organization volunteers will indicate the best couple, best family for each country. And after that, for all new ones, they will be selected with the Peace app points, academic points and also family points, okay? One international constitution for all countries, I already explained that. One language for all countries the same, and that will be English, because it's the one that most people of most countries are familiar with. We just have to work on the accent, so everyone now and on the future we work the same accent. And for me, the best will be we have to talk about that. Which one is the accent we will choose? But I thought we have the one from New York or from Florida. So let's see. One agroforestry system for everyone. And that means plant, be trimming, have fruit trees, because even in places that we won't be harvesting as governments, huge preserves or big rainforests, it's very good to have fruits, because the fruits fall, bring bacteria, and that's very helpful, very useful to enrich the soil. So that's very important. One currency for everyone the same, and that will be the American dollar, one's value for the American dollar, once that this is the currency that most people from all countries are familiar with. But it will be called real, like the money from Brazil. That's the word we're gonna use, but will be based on the American dollar value, to be easy for people. One bank system and one bank for all countries the same. So everyone will make the deposits the same, we use the same type of system, bank system. And balance will be given on phones, everything very organized, but also very easy to be used and safe. So that's very important. And for money given to people that deserve, they will have some money for their business and homes. And it will be a very positive bank to help people in need. Not to make millionaires, billionaires, because we don't need any of those in our lives anymore. We need these families united with homes that they own themselves. All this is very important. one tariff system for all residents of all countries and all countries. Counties and countries. Tariff, it's a new word for taxes. So we will have taxes for everyone the same, very organized. And also, going back a little bit, is one bank card for every couple, for every person. And we are not going to use cash, no cash, because people do bad things with cash. So everything people will pay with their bank card, debit card, and no credit card, because they're also not positive. People own too much money, spend too much money for no reason. Okay? One price list for all countries to be the same. What that means? We are going to have, the idea is to have 2 or 4 price lists according to the area they live, but not prices going up and down in all countries, because they're not needed, not sustainable. Because we know people go to other countries to buy electronics, to buy clothes, buy this and buy that, and so not needed, not sustainable. So it will be only according, like real estate and schools, according to the area they live, according to the building that offer that services, but that's it. Or 2 or 4 price list for that region. And for real estate can have more, we don't know exactly how many, but prices will be established and cannot be changed along the millennia for us to don't have inflation and be more sustainable. One sustainable word, natality, control to all counties of all countries. So I thought we can have about 10 billion people. I think we can have that. And population can only grow now in tropical and subtropical countries, because that's where we can plant food and that's where the basic to live, right? So the natality control gonna work this way. University students, they get married soon after they complete their first year of university. That's the idea. But from 15 to 25 years old, they have to use proper okay, so for teens and young adults from 15 to 25 years old, they will be using proper contraceptives so they won't have babies during this time. Very secure, safe, the best as possible. So even that they will be married 21 years old up to 22 years old, they can have, depends on their birthdays and when they started, right now and also for some future years. They gonna marry, but they have to wait a little bit and start having their children with about 25 years old. I think that's the best. But we cannot have too many elders as well. So people that are 100 years old, they will join the life renovation program with electric chair and of course prayers, a lot of family prayers, because that's the best we have. Because we can't have too many elders, because everyone will be really healthy, but we can't have too many elders. Otherwise, we are going to have a few more billions in our planet. So that's important to consider. And people after 80 years old, if they want, if they're really tired or unhealthy, they can ask also to join this life renovation program and born again. I think that's the best. Each couple will have only 2 children. After this year, right? Only 2 children. Because right now our families will be really big. If every family can have up to 8 children, teens, and the couple and grandparents, family's gonna have 14 people right now. But we cannot build huge houses for everyone. So quite a few teenagers will be sleeping in the living room for a few years until they get married and complete their first year of university. That's fine, right? Many of us slept on the floor for a long time, so that's okay. But soon as everyone is healthy and happy, and that's what counts. We will have one gift shop for all countries to be exactly the same. And we'll have only positive and sustainable items that are very, very durable, even that they will be a little more expensive. That's what we will be having. One better charging price to every item. So that's very important. It's part of the price list. One education system for all countries to be exactly the same. So we are studying over and over, and we will do the real best, and we won't have people moving to another city, driving far away, or moving even to other countries, sending teenagers to other countries or other states to study on this wonderful school, or young adults to these wonderful universities. It's for no reason. Everyone for that age group will have exactly the same teaching practices, the same curriculum for all age groups. One international identification card for everyone the same. So we're thinking if we have a different line, color on the cards, the name gonna be in bold, written big, everyone to see. But we don't need passports anymore because they're not needed, not sustainable, and that will be enough. One family for the whole life. So divorce won't be authorized, won't be needed, because everyone will be happy with themselves, with their families, will be respectful, will follow all rules and guidelines from our handbooks, and we work, we'll have money. Everyone will be really positive and sustainable, have positive practice, because that's the best for everyone. So no one will suffer, no children will have problems, no lawyers, none of this will be needed. Okay? One positive and safe country border system for all countries the same. So that includes machines, pictures, proper scanning, security guards, the same training, and proper walls, proper fences, with the same rules and guidelines. One production and commerce system that will support family teams in all countries. That's more sustainable for families and for our planet. No more industries for consumerism or useless items. So many things we don't need, right, my friends? So we will have less machines, and all the ones that we won't use it will be recycled, properly recycled, and the recycle centers will give some money for those people, and use the rest to pay the employees and investment they're doing to use now and the future years for things we will need along the centuries. One food system for everyone the same. This system is based on having all families producing their own food in community gardens, agroforestry, fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, roots, herbs, right? And no one will be purchasing afterwards because it won't be needed. People can only use their own production, and they can share things from their own county or the neighbor county. That's it, because won't be needed. Probably not even the neighbor county. We're still examining that because won't be needed. Probably won't be needed. People from cold regions and from the White Horse Line and above, maybe even lower, will move south to live in tropical and subtropical countries because that's the most sustainable. So we can plant food and won't have so many greenhouses. This is very important. Some it's okay, but not too many. So people from Alaska, we're gonna clean up. People from all those countries and states above the White Horse City line. So we have imaginary line that is all around the globe on that point, the White Horse City, and everyone will move. We will only go during summer months to plant trees until all is covered the best we can, according to the plan made by the organization volunteers in 2001 and 2002. Their plan made. Okay, so one product system for everyone the same. A system that's based on world sustainability and for all countries will be producing their own products with their own resources for all their needs. So right now it's okay, some countries gonna have furniture or items needed, because once that we are not going to have so many machines in the future. But as soon as notice day, the ships will arrive, drop off their items, and will already be sent to recycling. Only barges will stay for fishing with proper safety, rails and things like that. But regular ships will be all recyclable. So they just can go, drop off their items, and everything be recycled. It's not sustainable to have these huge ships going all over the planet, polluting waters. It's, using petrol or whatever they use, and also airplanes, huge airplanes going all over the world, bringing even fruits. That's so easy. People can even plant their own fruits, right? Bringing people over the world. So we're gonna stop that. People can travel, yes, but not all the time. Everywhere. People gonna plan, travel, go, come back, but not too much. Not needed. So one list of approximate duration time for each product. So everything will have the minimum time for lasting. So it will be decades, will be centuries, depending what they are, such as furniture, buildings, and last for millenniums, because we will be really careful about everything that we have. One new and more positive animal kingdom. The end of some animal species that are dangerous or harmful and not needed, such as camels, dromedaries, snakes, and also the best we can during the 28 weeks to work with mammals and like some birds like penguins, for them to come to warm waters and renew. That's the best, with many prayers and also trying to catch them the best we can, for them to have better lives and already born in humans or in animals with 4 legs, because we have way too many, including dolphins, whales, all these mammals. We have to invite them, bring them to warm waters so we can catch them, or they can die naturally with our prayers, with care and love, and for them to born again and renew life so they can evolve spiritually as well. And we need a lot of people praying for that, all of us. No more for farm animals, because real cruel, and no animal agriculture. And with proper prayers, we're going to visit the farmers. Farmers will have their ready a proposal for their land to be useful for local residential area, local school, educational site. So they will already have someone that will be using that land. Can sell or they can donate, depends on the owners and the people that will be buying them. Or used for housing, okay? So the best as possible, our volunteers are working the best as possible to already have a proposal, what is needed on that area the best as possible. One renovation system for those that pass away. Every county will only have one block of land with some native flowers, herbs, natives, and fruit trees planted, with a round path along the land made by 3 logs. So this is small, it's not a park, because a park is a place for people to go and talk and have fun. This is like, instead of having cemeteries, we're going to have this land, but no one gonna be buried there, and no one gonna have their everyone that will be cremated won't have their powder sent to those areas. That maybe we will use the word cemetery, don't know yet. We have to think about that. That will be a place for them to be a few days, a few months, until someone from the family or a very close family friend, right, according to agreement, for them to born on the new baby that person will be having. So every woman, when gets to 18 years old, 15 to 18, we're still thinking those details, can make an agreement with grandparents or even great-grandparents or very special friend grandparents to receive them when they get pregnant. 2, right? Just 2 for each woman. 1 white and peace flag to our countries, we said that. No Olympiads or other county or international competitions, because they're not sustainable. People work out too much, they practice too much, and they don't do anything else in life. They don't have time for their families, they don't have time for fun. They just practice, 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 and we saw a lot of abuse with health in different ways, using even things, and a lot of exams, a lot of security people, a lot of security items and cameras, and new huge buildings, huge places built that's secure, and then we have all these ghost places in different countries because no one can use them. So all that's not used is going to be put down or renovated for something that's really useful. And all stadiums, medium, big stadium, only the very small one can stay, but all the others are not needed. I'm going to put them down and use them for something useful, or clean up completely and have them as agroforestry or housing, something that's needed on that area. 1 cell phone per couple. Not right now for these 28 weeks. People can have 2 because they're going to be studying a lot so they can learn English and pass the test, because after the 28 weeks you're not going to have other languages anymore. Everyone will have only English. So until the end of the 28 weeks, couples can have 2 cell phones, but not after. Cell phones need to have the code from the county they live at, and not any code they want. So this is a very important thing. People that are traveling to work with the headquarters, and then is only 1 cell phone per couple. The other cell phone they have to live at home. And they can already have 1 cell phone if they don't need to study too much, because they will already know English, okay? 1 internet Wi-Fi system for all countries, the same with safety protection. 1 positive humankind, following God's wish for planet Earth. Everyone will be free from ear speakers and will be their own with great positive practice. Because many people follow instructions from computers, from organizations, and they don't even pay attention on human life anymore. They just follow instructions from a computer. So people will take their tiny ear speakers out. Everyone will take them out, or any other device they have inside their body under the skin. So we all can be humans, really humans, my friends, following God. Because we're not supposed to be robots. We are supposed to be human beings, right? Okay, great. 1 online system for all countries, the same, having the 4 W's, www, because we work in pairs and that's the best, most sustainable for all of us. And everything from the 3 W's, right, World Wide Web, will be deleted after proper notice time for everyone, because it's not needed for us to have 2 different ways, really not needed. And 1 positive communication way and items like books, videos, documentaries, movies, songs, music, to be only the real good and real positive, because that's what's the best for all of us. And everything else will be sent to recycle at our gardens and what we can, and use the other items in big incinerators, because we are not going to use a bunch of chemicals to recycle the negative books and materials. No magazines, no newspaper, no TV channels, no TV screens, no radio stations. None of these are needed. We're going to have some updates on YouTube, because many people did bad things with them. I can't even tell. Magazine, newspapers, paparazzis, and also reporters changing words, changing sentences, not saying the real truth. And that's not needed, not good for us, right? So 1 recycling system for all countries, the same. So we will recycle really the best we can, everything we have at this time. So in the future, it will be even better for us. We will close many natural resources like mines, with exception of salt, because they're not needed. So right now we are going to recycle all materials we can, keep them properly so they can be used along the decades, along the centuries, like aluminum, some things that we still need, right? And so we'll be sustainable, and we're not going to build afterwards. We build now for the amount of people we think is sustainable to have on plan, because we have way too many animals still. So I think 10, maybe 14 will be too much, but let's get specialists to talk about that. I thought or 10 or 14 billion, no more, because we already produce enough food for even about 10 billion. The problem is a lot is wasted, a lot is given to animals, and a lot, it's really wasted, even in homes, restaurants, all over. Okay, so let's see with specialists what they say, but then after that, we're not going to build new homes. If have a natural disaster, then it's okay, we are just going to remodel. But no, we're not going to have, oh, change this because better, change that, change this. Everything goes to the landfill. And then people get more money, change this, change that, change that. Everything we're going to do now during these 28 weeks, put big windows, have clear homes, clear business. We can see outside the garden, the trees, the sky. All these are very important. After that, no more construction. And in very cold places, we're going to put most places down. We're going to just keep some hotels for people to work during summer months, vacation summer months, July only, with exception of elders that can stay for 2 months, and work on those agroforestries. One system for sewage draining that we have to see if we're going to use both ways, the city and local, or only local or only city. We have to examine that, because we have many people going to be using their own water, right, from own aquifers, wells, water wells. So these two things we have to examine really careful, because we have many different situations in different countries, until we get more agroforestries and have more clean waters, more clean land. So we are going to have, our volunteers, our specialists in each area, each country, gonna say what we're going to do now until the end of the century, or until 2080 or so, and then what's gonna be for forever, or till 2040, something like that, because till then we're gonna have many agroforestry, we're gonna improve water and land, but we can't have them too close, of course, right? The water wells and the septic, so we have to be really careful with all these details so it's sustainable, and the city can't handle everyone's as well. So let's get really examine well all these details. One irrigation pond system for all countries, for those that have authorization to have them and use the water for their own plants, or for beauty, or for fish growing, for the waters that will be coming from the laundry rooms, the community laundry rooms, and also educational sites and big companies that have a lot of clean water from their kitchens. So we will have one pond system, of course, with different plants according to their climate, the region, but and when everyone will be using only biodegradable soap. So the idea is for existing ponds to clean them really well, take out the best we can, the soil. So when we implement the new ponds, they will already be clean, because I think that would be the best. And for canals and rivers, streams, right, springs that are already contaminated with farmers using synthetic pesticides, what we can do is to plant some types of plants to take the chemicals out, including heavy metals, and then we pull them out and plant new ones, pull them out, plant new ones, to have that streams clean. Because when come strong storms, they won't be agitating the bottom, and if they do, nothing gonna happen on the nearby larger rivers or beaches that we know that this happens a lot. So, and when we take some out and plant some out, we're gonna be doing like filtration, these canals the best as possible, because some of them, like in Florida, they're really bad with Roundup and other things. So we will be following proper instructions for experts in the area. One fire control for every country the same, because we're not going to have ovens anymore, we're not going to have people smoking, so fire will really decrease. We are also going to be focusing God, good energy, so fire will decrease. So for many different things we will be doing, including positive practices, fire and other, and in general, regular natural disasters will decrease. That's a normal thing. And we will focus and have better lives. One type of family, united system, everyone living together, as I already said, until the young adults complete their first year of college. One type of music for everyone the same. And what type is it? Harmonious, positive, right? Because this is very important. We're not having raps or other songs that like a bum 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 bum, that don't even know the name, but I guess disco songs, whatever they call it. We don't need that. We can have more higher standards, right? With more harmonious, positive words, right? Lyrics and the music itself. One positive and sustainable organization for all countries the same. And that's our organization. So all other organizations going to be working with us. And volunteers can only volunteer for us. Why is that? Because we can't have millions of different organizations. Many of them did many bad, negative things before. They pay too much to the people that started, high salaries for people that are not needed or not even positive. A lot of money for people making phone calls and getting donation. Then when they see the donation for the real cause is just what, 10, 15%, 20%, or even less. So this is really not good. So we will work with one organization, all the experts of all areas, all volunteers, all money. We're just gonna get all combined and help those in need. Help those in need, have house, have clothes, have school, have everything they need. So water, clean lands, right? Ponds, plants, seeds, trees, fruit trees, everything they need. And so we can renew together. One positive, sustainable housing system for all countries the same. So we have to make our handbooks. I'm gonna have solar panels. We're gonna take out all electric system that have cords. So we have just one electricity plug at the living room, one at the kitchen. I think was just these two. Couples are not having their bathroom. No one gonna have electric shavers, electric blowers, hair blowers, or table lamps, or kitchen rice cookers, coffee makers, toasters. None of these are needed for positive. And one positive use of electronics, I already said a few words just now. And we're gonna use while we are remodeling some fans, and everything else will be installed on the ceiling. Fans and light on people's ceilings. That's it. Agriculture, oh sorry, one sustainable lifestyle. We are all vegans with the exception of eggs, fish, and chickens. The male chickens, families that one can eat and sign up. And eggs everyone needs to eat because that's very important. Eggs, chicken eggs. I'm gonna have the chickens also gonna help us against snakes, against many negative bugs and centipedes and all that stuff. Crawling creatures, let's say. So this is another good thing. One very positive and dignify humanity. So we will have more dignity, higher standards for our lives. One clean planet, and finally with the years we will have that. Clean waters, clean lands, happy families, united families, right? That we want, we need so much. Instead of people living alone, so many people of all age groups living alone, working so much to pay their bills, pay their cars, pay a new house, and living alone. So we're gonna live families. One sustainable, very smart, positive, and creative civilization. Oh, that would be awesome. One distribution system for food, that will be what? Our own. Right now, while we are planting, then it's okay. Once a week, families can make their orders and have what's still available, because we don't want to waste any food. No roots, no fruits, nothing. So what's still coming, it's okay. So people that produce things gonna send first to far away very quickly, the best as possible, because afterwards they can still sell locally for a long time. One health system for all countries the same, because like I was vegan for 10 years, we don't get sick, we're very healthy, and that's what all of us will be healthy. But we need a health system. Once a year, check everything and be on time for that. The whole family, and it's mandatory to take care of the health, the teeth, brush properly, take care in all the ways. That's very important. Do their checkups and have their clear statements for volunteering during 28 weeks, and also after. Every year, everyone gonna have doctor and dentist checkups. And one religion and one spiritual guidance for everyone. So will be a religion of peace, or a religion of connection to God, connection to nature. That's very important and needed. There is God, the superior force that make everything grow, give life to us. Because some people think they're so much and they're nothing. Not nothing, but we are all spirits growing, and we have to evolve spiritually. All of us, we have to evolve spiritually. And it's a lot to do to get that done. So we have God, the superior force, that's our guide us for good and positive practices. So we're not going to have all these previous religions. We're going to stop all of them. We're not going to use the Quran, we're not going to use the Bible, because the Bible, the book, not the Bible, but the book we will use is this, the International Constitution Royal Blue Book. Because here are the positive practices. Because even that we have many very special religious leaders on the past that taught us about different things, this is more complete and better, and really the best that we can do. So all of us have to consider, and churches will become schools, will become adult educations, or will become housing for families, depending on what is the most important for that area. That's what we have to do. That's the only way. Say, yes, oh Lord, and be grateful that we are having this great opportunity. Be happy about, be enthusiastic, because that's the best way for all of us. And forgive people that hurt you, forgive and forget negative things that happened before. Let's focus from now on positive things. One religion for everyone. The religion of peace and love. Very simple. Connection to God, connection to nature, and our book with all our guidelines. And practices, of course. We have to practice, right? It doesn't help just to have the book. And we have also about electronics, and electronic systems. It's also important to say that we will stop. We're not going to have new apps, new cell phones every year. We're not going to have new additions, new productions. Today we have hundreds, thousands of apps and cell phones that impose things. We search for something, they want us to use something else, or ads showing for this, for that. They will not need it. All not needed. And for work, we will have a shared work. So people are going to work only 4 or 5 hours, and they have to study 4 or 5 hours, adults. And children, teens, going to be the whole day at school. And if really needed during the 28 weeks or after, people can work 3 days. Yeah, it might be good. We don't need much money. We're going to have our own homes. We're going to own our own homes. And in the future, children, teens, going to already start getting their money a little bit. But along the years, they're going to purchase their own house, or grandparents going to give to them, before they pass away. So we're going to have our own homes, going to produce our own food. We don't need much money. Many of us going to have our own water. Electricity is going to be from solar panels. So in places that are really needed, counties that are really needed, people can even work less days a week. For example, if they do 4 mornings and or even 2 mornings, and the other people do the other 2 mornings, or 3 and 3, and we count a Saturday. So these details we still have to see, but people don't need to work the whole week, Monday to Friday. It's not needed. And Saturday morning, everyone will be having, will work at the community gardens. Then we have the spiritual meeting. And later on Saturday, about I think 4 to 6, or 2 to 6, or 4 to 7, we're still checking those details. The store's going to be open, restaurants, places for the families to go. And we can do the spiritual meeting earlier, soon after the garden work. I think that will be the best. So for everyone that has the previous religions, we'll, just as I said, we'll, with love and care, we'll keep the good things in their hearts, and we're going to move on. But they cannot teach or talk about previous religions. Yeah, people cannot talk or teach about previous religions after the family meeting, the special family meeting, that families of all countries, with all religions and beliefs, will be talking to their families. And also those that don't believe in God. This isn't going to stop. We all believe in God. Yes, we do, because that's what God make the trees grow, give us life from a tiny, right, seed. make a human being make huge trees. So we cannot do that. That's God power, the superior force. So everyone gonna believe in God, and that's it. So one appropriate and respectful dress code. The dress code, we will have another video explain with pictures and details, but in a few words, be respectful, solid colors, and no words, no sentences, no logos. All right. One positive land limit for all counties, states, and countries. So we're going to check them all. Small countries going to be united with neighbors, and very big ones going to be divided. I said that, already said that. And also, for some states, we're going to focus more on rivers, big canals, or mountain ranges to divide the countries a little better way. One positive system for all names and families of all countries. So everyone with negative name is going to end. We're going to shorten up or add a letter or take out some letters to be positive. And those that have a name that's not positive, they can have their spouse name or do those changes I just said. It's forbidden to kill other animals that are not the ones that we said, like wild horses will be free, and in tropical and subtropical countries, because we don't want the horses in snow or cold places for no reason, right? So we're going to have them in state, national parks, free. And in the amount that we believe that will be good, because they're really strong animals, and we have to see how many we can have. No eye lenses, and because they're not sustainable, and no sunglasses, because they're not needed. Everyone will have proper glasses if they need. Only for the headquarters conferences and volunteer weeks, people need to be able to see, 5 meters away or 10 meters away, because they cannot use glasses either. So everyone will have plastic pots to plant the trees we need for our own communities, our educational sites, for agroforestry, and also big preserves for parks, public parks, and big government preserves. Everyone will have trays with small pots, will have bigger pots to transplant, make them grow, because the trees will count only when they are 1 meter high, and we need to plant just this year 8 billion trees with proper irrigation. We could even plant more, but we want to do really properly with good soil. Prepare the soil, aerate the soil before planting them, not just throwing seeds anywhere. That's not the right way. Plant them properly, and with supporting plants or roots, and it depends the area, of course, but just for example, some things that grow fast, just to give a little shade for that area, or a good root system or something, and then they die, like corn and other things, just to help the little seeds to grow. But when they will be counted, even that's an estimate, it's only after 1 meter tall. So we really have to plant, and a lot. So families will have at least, I would think, at least maybe each family, I think 20 or 40 trees I think that's the best. So in cold countries, they can keep in nurses, they can keep home until the good weather comes. And if it's a warm weather, they can keep outside. But everyone needs to have this plastic trays. And we're not going to produce more because it's a lot around already. So maybe some countries would need. Yes, we need. But we're going to use them over and over for many, many years. Take really good care of them. Yes, we're going to need to produce more in some countries. United States, we have a lot, but not in other countries. So plastic going to be strong, so they can last for many decades. We're going to be really careful about them, and also clean them well before new plantings. Check, right? Okay. So one traffic system for all countries the same. So we're gonna stop having these people driving the other way, and everyone gonna go, because we're gonna have very few vehicles, right? Mostly only government, a few business, all driving to the right, and coming to the left. And one very sustainable system for all producers, positive, very durable, and many, many rules. There's a huge handbook just about producers of different things. One peaceful and respectful civilization, and no more negative practice of any type used back in history. Manhunt, cannibalism, and all the other negatives. Things I don't need even to mention, but will be written down. One stable living system for all families. We don't have to work much. We don't need to have much money, and will be sustainable. See, because we don't need, very expensive cars or move homes all the time. We don't need that. And people will live at the same homes for 10 years. Everyone, even that their children marry, they're going to stay at their homes. For us to have consistency for this beginning, that's very important. Safety. Because this way, it's easy. We know the department directors for each residential community, for each educational site, and no one going to move. So people have to be really organized now. If needed, they go to a smaller house and have some teens sleeping in the living room. As I said, that's fine. But they have to keep in mind that mortgages up to 10 years, everyone gonna have the same retirement plan. And with the salaries, we're still examining that, what we're gonna do, because some people have huge salaries for work, dangerous work they did, for example. But how we're gonna deal with this now? So we're still examining some details. We're gonna have until all these people that already got their prices, because that was what was promised to them. But on the future, everyone gonna have the same amount, because everyone gonna study till PhD anyways. So because before we had different salaries for those that study more, but we are not going to have any super danger work position, because that's not needed, not sustainable. So, but we still examine some of these details about the price for elders, salary. One very well security system with cameras monitoring for all the residential and houses, buildings, and business of all types. Everyone will have a camera, the living room, their kitchen, and the children's and teens' room, and hallways, and breezeways, and outside, and garden areas, and clubhouse, and streets, and every park, and everywhere. Because people really do better when they see that someone is watching them. The only place we won't have it's at the couple's bedroom. So have cameras really important. People that are adopting gonna be really well monitored, and everyone that has children is gonna be really well monitored, because we're not going to have more foster homes. That's it. Parents hurting children, doing bad things to themselves. We're gonna stop all that. No, it's not needed. And if anything happened for any reason, like a person gets really sick and die, the grandparent's gonna take them, or a sibling of that parent. So the uncle or aunt will have that child. We're not going to have orphanages or foster homes in any country, because it's not needed, not sustainable. So for people with addiction of any licit or illicit drug, including children that have medicine for ADD, ADHD, teens in the same way, and everything else, adults of all types. So we will do the real best we can during this 28 weeks, and we're gonna have real proper videos about health, nutrition, things they have to eat, they have to work out. People that were bad, they will move, because move also help. They will volunteer and plant and do great awesome things. They will have proper nutrition, nutritious food and vitamins, and the best we can, and care and love and sing songs and have harmonious environment. And we will renew, because we can't have clinics of any of these types, and no medicine production for all these types as well, because that's not sustainable. So until the end of the 28 weeks, we are not going to have medicine for cholesterol, for diabetes, and those people as well. We can't have them. So we have to really work hard. Some people work out, exercise, eat healthy, take sun, and everything else that's positive, so they won't have cholesterol, diabetes, or those things. And we will have also the cleanup, the 4 weeks of cleanup. I talk about that. And no alcohol, no cigarettes, no drugs, and we talk about that as well. So we have many other things, but just for you to have an idea, those are the main items. And I said a few things that we're not going to have. We are going to diminish the streets and highways. That's another thing. And we're not going to have jails or juveniles, because they're not sustainable. Those that commit a crime will be sent to electric chairs with family prayers for 2 weeks. That's the most sustainable. People that did little infractions, that is okay. They can have a bracelet and they can have a chance. But people that did real crimes, they just go to electric chairs, because we can't have so many criminals around all over. The brace is going to be connected to satellite, and that's it, because we don't want a bunch of people dead moving around without knowing what to do. We need them here on earth, learning, practicing, and being better. So we're only going to send to electric chairs those that are really needed. And the others have the bracelet for how long time it's needed. Okay, this is very important. For people that did negative things for the families or for the environment, a lot of disposable and things like that, they have to pay for their consequence. They're going to help clean up landfills. They're going to help recycling. They have to help. They have to go to deserts and help to plant agroforestry there. They have to do something. So I'm trusting our volunteers for us to do really good work, to send those families, because everyone have to pay for things we did, right? We have to forgive, yes we do, but who gonna do it? Someone needs to do, because we have way too many landfills and we're gonna clean them all up. We have to clean them up. We can't leave trash in our planet anymore. We have to clean them up and send them properly to be cremated, like incinerated. We have to send those ashes to proper places, that we can't use in our gardens. And so it's a big process, a lot of work. Yes, it is. Have to use mask, and it's also chemicals in it from bathing, from many other different sources. So we have to be really careful. It's a lot of work. And junkyards, who gonna do it? Someone needs to do it. Every family gonna help. Even those that are really sustainable and positive for many years, they have to help give their contribution for one whole week. But for people that were really bad to others, for things that the law of their country didn't care, starting with Roundup and disposables. Churches use disposable goodness you don't imagine in different countries. So all of those need to help, so because we need someone to be cleaning up all those junkyards, huge junkyards, huge landfills of tires and so on. Okay, my friends, so end of orphanages, foster home, I said about that. Nursing homes, no more nursing homes. Elders gonna stay with their families, as I said. No family vehicle, because that's the most unsustainable thing. People buy. Some families have 2-3 cars and more, 10 or 20 business cars, and it's too much. No landscape companies, and no Roundup, none of these synthetic pesticides and herbicides. People can plant GMOs now, fruit trees now, but we're not going to be producing GMOs for forever. No way. So we're going to plant now. We can even save some seeds, but no more will be produced. Will be forbidden to produce more, because we have to find a way to be sustainable. How are we going to have this? So for now it's okay, because it's a lot to be planted, and many trees need to be planted to cover this land, to cover our planet Earth, right? So, and for all illicit pharmaceutical drugs, we will use the vaccines needed now for each country, and antibiotic, and a few others, because many people are sick, and it's no sense to everyone to be sick, right? We're gonna be all healthy, but we are going to have proper decades that all these things gonna stop being produced, and we are going to only use natural items. So turmeric, garlic, ginger, all these things, they're lemon. They're gonna help us in many different ways. We have to find a way to be better. And so we're not going to have those. And for hormones, we can sell only until the end of this decade, 2028, and no more. Because right now many people were alone, and that can help people, but not after. Afterwards won't be needed. Contraceptive for teens and young adults can be from 15 to 25 years old as the ones that are the safest. and contraceptive pills won't be needed as well. And what else? Basically it's that, because we don't need all these medicines and for cough and for this and that, and people don't eat healthy, don't run, and of course they're gonna continue sick, but they can't be sick, so we're just gonna be better. And no family vehicles, because it's not sustainable. The end of rentals and cabs, because they're not needed. So no private motorcycle, jet skis, and golf carts, and all those things not needed. And the end of pornography of all types, because that makes no sense, not positive, not needed, not in magazines, not online, not anywhere, not needed, not positive. We have to focus on better things for our lives. What we will have is one city office for all counties, the same, exactly the same, for people to do their documentation there, everyone the same way, in the same place, to be sustainable and easy for people. The end of non-proper housing for all countries. No slums, no teepee houses, no igloos, nothing of that is needed. We're gonna clean up Alaska, tribes, indigenous tribes of all types, everyone gonna have proper housing. Strong, very well built, and durable. And the ones that need are gonna be remodeled, and the new ones gonna be already properly built to last for millenniums. And also one electric system for everyone the same, because we see plugs, electric plugs, different ways, different countries. Gonna stop that. We're gonna have a more simplified coming from the ceiling, and just connect to these two plugs, one in the kitchen for the flat stove and for the refrigerator, and one on the living room to charge cell phones. I guess we don't need any more at homes. Okay, in the educational sites, yes, we're gonna need more for the computers, then it's different. Okay, so it will be really easy because everything comes from the roof, and gonna attend the offer light and fans at the ceiling. And the only thing is that for lamps in diagonal ceilings, okay, but for fans we have to see how we're gonna do that, but I'm sure there's a way. All right, so basically it's that, my friends. It's a lot more, but we're going to offer everything because it's too many pages. Maybe we have right now, I don't know, it's really thick, so maybe 500 to 800 pages, and many are written on both sides. But the basic is that, and you will have more information at our website with all details, and we go from there. So, my friends, thank you so much for your attention. Here's just some basics for this handbook, Department 4 handbook. Okay, so you have a wonderful day, many blessings. Let's be good, positive, and safe at all times. Take care. Talk to you soon. Hi, my friends. I decided to say a few more things because they're important. No one will work at night or go out at night because not needed. People will be home. By 7 o'clock, they will be home. And on summer days, they can walk outside or go around the block, and if it's vacation day, of course, not school day, but vacation day is okay. But you're not going to have places open till 10 o'clock at night and shows at 10 o'clock at night, or presentations or things, or even graduation days will be done during the day, because that's the most sustainable. Restaurants can be open a bit more during vacation days and Saturdays to 7 o'clock or so. I think it's sustainable. Also depending if it's winter or summer. But everybody gonna have curfew, including teens and young adults. And so business owners that have people working for them at night, we already transferred them for daytime duties up to 5 hours and no more, because people work too much, and it's important for all of us to study, and everyone will have PhD. How is that? Oh, a very bright, intelligent humanity. Awesome, right? Okay, we will blend proper percentage of all races in all counties of all countries. Why? For us to have better genetics and be healthier, because we are going to have this procedure for 100 or 200 years. I forgot what I put there. To be sustainable, people will marry other people of their opposite race. That means black with white, or white and indigenous, or so on. Can't be white and Asian, for example, or so we have to blend Latins with white, Latins with Asians, and things like that, because that's how we will have a better genetics and a better humanity for all of us, right? Okay, and people will start when they are 15 years old. Teenagers will already have boyfriends, a boyfriend or a girlfriend with the opposite race. So we already find it normal for them. They have to figure out. That will be the best. And everyone will have $5,000 when they get married to help them out. A little gift, but I think that's good. And we can even give more, because money is something for all of us. And gonna be only electronic anyway. So after the 28 weeks, every family gonna have the same amount of money. We're still figuring out how much will be on their bank accounts. All the families exactly the same, because that's the most sustainable. People that have more money now, they can donate some, and they also can buy properties, business, or whatever they need for themselves. But we're going to stop those things to have rental homes or rental apartments, because that's not possible. People need to own. Even that's just one apartment for elders, it's all own. And then to rent for business, then it's okay, but we are going to own. Maybe even for business, gonna own. And if the owners want, one day they can sell to their own children, or give to their children, or sell to someone else. The buildings from previous governments won't be used for the same reason. So every government building and very large homes, mansions, will be used for the most needed, or for adult education, or for university, or for building homes for families, for everything's needed. Okay, my friends, there's really a lot more about this Department 4, but we're gonna learn with our new videos. I'm gonna be easier to follow and easier to understand, with more pictures, and okay? All right, so have a wonderful day, and looking forward to work with all of you volunteers during our 28 weeks. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you soon.